Hey, welcome to my channel. So a wise person once said, if you really want to open your eyes, you got to taste your whiskey blind. So I have a big Jack Daniel's blind for you today. And I'm going to blind taste test these four offerings. So we've got JD10, JD12, this little teeny tiny sample of JD14, and we also have this year's release of Coy Hill. So this one comes at the Coy Hill comes in at 126.2 proof. The Jack Daniel's 10, for those who like to geek out on this stuff, is batch 3. The 12 is batch 2. So just to give you an idea of what I'm tasting. So I'm going to slide these over. I have 4 glasses. So these are ceramic glasses, so I can't see the color. They are all slightly different shapes, but my wife randomized them for me, so I don't know which is which. So let's dive in and get started. Now I find when I do blind tasting, usually to me, like the first time around on the nose is where I can get most of the difference. And it seems as I go deeper and deeper into a blind tasting, sometimes I wind up maybe getting a little bit more nose blind, but the first time around to me is usually very telling. So now with all Jack Daniel's products, especially the higher end stuff, I'm always expecting that nice sweetness. 1 and 2 are definitely different. Now, and the other thing too that's maybe not quite so fair is that the Coy Hill comes in at 126 and change proof, whereas the 10, this is 97 proof, the 12 is 107. I don't remember what the 14 is. What's the proof on the 14? Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look that up, but certainly lower than the Coy Hill. So there is going to be that proof difference, which is maybe makes this a little bit of not exactly a fair fight, but what the heck, right? So right out of the gate, this one, I get that beautiful Jack Daniel's sweetness, but I also get a nice big dose of oak. And again, that's not surprising based on the age of all of these. Second one, way less, much more subtle. Hardly get anything at all in that second glass. Glass 3. One thing also, by the way, that I like about using these opaque glasses is that you're not influenced by color. So there may be color differences here, but you can't tell, which I think is good. If you really want to do a blind tasting, you want to try to do it as blind as you can. Oh, this glass 3 has that beautiful tobacco leaf leathery thing that I get on some of the aged Jack Daniels too. I love that. And for those of you who are not necessarily whiskey aficionados, that smells really good. And this one more mild. So these 2 glasses, the 2 and 4, are definitely the most mild. This is not necessarily an exercise in guessing which is which more than it is in kind of guessing which one I like the best, but based on the intensity, I'd be kind of surprised if this wasn't the Coy Hill, but yeah, who knows? But on the nose, I think I like glass 1 and glass 3 more, only because I'm getting more there, but there's definitely a difference between 1 and 3. 1, more towards the wood oak, kind of that nice lacquered wood thing, whereas glass 3 is more towards that tobacco leaf, like sort of leather. I always think about like spring when I was a kid, like oiling up like a baseball mitt, like that nice organic leather, oily kind of smell. Milder aromas on 2 and 4. 2 and 4 to me are very similar. All right, so let's go through and give them a taste. That is beautiful. Now, and again, in particular, maybe with the 10 and the 12, that I've had before. I love that balance of that Jack Daniel's, that kind of sweetness that you'll get on a lot of the Jack Daniel's products, from the Lincoln County process. But that sort of nice interplay with the oak too, and this is really nice. This is not quite as sweet. Oh, you know what? I don't have water. Oh, let me get some water. But that is really nice. More towards the oak, a little bit more tannic. Again, makes me kind of immediately immediately think of that Coy Hill. We'll find out. Let's get a little water here. It's funny for YouTube, for the long form content, I don't worry so much about editing out that kind of stuff. You kind of get me, warts and all. All right, let's go to number 2. Well, what it lacks in kind of pop on the nose, it makes up for in the sip. Beautiful, mellow, again, a little bit more to that oaky side. Actually surprised me because, again, based on the aroma, which I didn't get much, but definitely tastes great. Again, not really all that sweet. All right, this one's more lacking. It's just a little bit weaker in flavor. Not necessarily bad. But so far, I think I would put that as my least favorite. Let's see what the glass 4 tastes like. Super nice. And again, none of these, it's funny, it's just from memory. I don't remember the 10 or the 12 being as sort of oaky, but definitely more towards the oak. Not as much of that bright sweetness. So, all right, so I definitely think this glass 3 is in 4th place. So let's kind of maybe run it through one more time and just rank them. I won't dwell on this too long, and then we'll do the reveal. All right, that's super good. And to me, I tend to like a little bit more. Not that I don't like oaky, but I don't typically like an aged bourbon that doesn't have the sweetness that comes through too. So that's nice because it's got a combination of lots of flavor, those leathery oaky notes, a nice long finish, but there is still that lovely sweetness there too, which makes that taste super good. So that one so far is 1st place. That's good too. Just not quite the pop on that one. Maybe the proof difference again, in all fairness. And let's see where this glass comes in. These two are super similar. And this one, 4th place, by no means, it's not good. So 1 and 4 I have. There's a lot of tannins going on here. Let's just try these one more time back to back. All right. I'm going to say 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, and 4th place. All right. So let's see how we did. In 4th place is the Jack Daniel's 10. And not terribly surprising. Maybe, I mean, and again, they're all really good, but maybe it just doesn't have the pop, doesn't have the age or the depth that the other ones is. So Jack Daniel's 10 is in 4th place. In 3rd place, we have, in 3rd place, we have the Coy Hill. That's a surprise. But again, that's why you taste them blind. And I do remember when I popped that Coy Hill, my first thought with the fresh pop was that I did think that it was a little bit more toward the tannic and oaky and maybe lacked a little bit of the sweetness that I like. In 2nd place, drum roll, the JD12, JD14. And this is a fresh pop. This is the only sample that I have of this. I have not had it before today. And in this blind, the JD14 to me stands out with the most balance between oak and the sweetness, which again to me is surprising because generally you would think more age is going to have more more of the bitterness, but there you go. Now, having said that, two comments to close. One, they ain't cheap and they are not easy to find. So I get that. I mean, I know that these are tend to be unicorns, but keep hunting for them. Actually, having said that, the 10 and the 12, I see the prices have come down a lot. Like initially, I was seeing them for like $500, and you'll see them pop up for 100, 110, 120 in that range. So I see the prices on those coming down, and both the 10 like this 12, and I mean I've made a pretty good dent in this bottle. Is just a lovely, lovely bottle that when friends come over, I always want them to enjoy. And when did the 12 come in? I think 12 came in second place. So yeah, so I still, the 12 and the 14 still place one and two. Um, I have had the pleasure of having pours of some of the hazmat Coy Hills and thought they were fantastic. This one, I think if you're gonna hunt, um, I and you can see where it placed. This is the Coy Hill came in third place again. A sort of I think distant to the first two. Yeah, if you find one great, I don't think you should chase it down and spend insane money because I think that at least to my palate, I think that the 12 and the 14 are better, but not bad. But again, I think maybe some of those hazmat releases, I think just top out, beat what this current 2024 release is. Again, it's 126.2 proof, so it's just something to keep in mind. And then what I forgot what was for, and the 10. All right, so now you find this, it's a great bottle. You find this one for $100, I definitely think it's worth it. It's, I know people don't like the word smooth. I don't know why. To me, it's very smooth, super easy drinker. But again, I mean, if you're going to spend insane allocated prices, I think it's probably not worth that. So if you can get it for, let's say, in that 125 range, which is where I've seen it, I think that's worth it. So there you go. So as I said at the beginning, a wise person said, if you really want to open your eyes, taste things blind because it removes the psychology. It removes the psychology of expectation. Basically, you're tasting them and you rank them the way you like them. And I think that makes this a fun exercise. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, if you agree, if you disagree, if there's anything else that you'd like me to try, make sure that you drop a comment and let's get the dialogue started too. Thanks for watching.